Hello friends, so today we'll talk about the LAMDA A3 problem solving. So what is LAMDA A3 problem solving? So it's A3 format for problem solving using the LAMDA cycle, look, ask, model, discuss, and act. So what is A3? A3 problem solving is a structured problem solving approach that was developed by Toyota in and is commonly used in lean manufacturing, continuous improvement, and agile methodologies. The name A3 refers to the size of the paper used to document the problem-solving process. A3 problem solving is a 9-step problem solving process which methodically guide the problem solver to explain the problem to the mentor in a crisp manner. A3 problem solving also enables both mentor and mentee spend value time in problem solving through LAMDA or actual plays, gesture facts, and virtual actual objects that observed in the Gamba. So the key governance behind A3 problem solving is LAMDA cycle, which enables the problem solver to learn through numerous cycles of learning through reflection and dialogue with mentor and team members. So what is a LAMDA cycle? So the LAMDA stands for look, ask, model, discuss, and act. Look is go to the place where it is and see for yourself. Ask is asking a variety of key questions to help uncover the key relationships. Model is create visual model to improve the accuracy and efficiency of communication. Discuss is pull all the right people and expertise into the collaborative discussion about the visual models, and act as in putting what you believe you have learned into action as quickly as possible so that you can then see the result, ask questions, and adjust your visual models accordingly, furthering those discussions. Note that unlike many other similar cycles like the PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, LAMDA is not a series of cycle of steps done in succession, but rather a collection of things that should all be done concurrently. All LAMDA discussion should be asking questions around visual models, or better around whatever it is in action, wherever it normally is. When asking questions, you should be asking for visual models as answers, and then discussing what you see in those models. When you go look, you should be asking questions of people involved, or capturing what you see and learn in visual models, which you should then discuss with the people involved to validate those visual models. Whenever you are in a meeting or other collaborative discussion or learning situation, you should be checking that you are doing all 5 elements of LAMDA. Okay, so the first phase of LAMDA cycle is look. This step involves gathering information about the problem or challenge at hand. This may include data, facts, observations, and feedback from stakeholders. The goal of this step is to gain a clear understanding of the problem and its impact. Okay, here are steps to conduct a look. So start by identifying the problem or challenge that needs to be addressed. This may involve gathering the input from stakeholders or conducting research to better understand the problem. For example, the problem is long wait times on the customer service phone line, which is resulting in a high rate of customer complaints. Then determining the types of information that are needed to understand the problem or challenge. This may include data, research studies, surveys, or feedback from stakeholders. For example, relevant sources of information may include customer feedback, call center data, employee feedback, and industry research. Next, we collect the relevant information from identified sources. This may involve conducting surveys, interviews, or focus groups, or gathering the data from existing sources. For example, customer feedback may be collected through surveys or online reviews. Call center can be obtained from call logs or customer service software. Employee feedback may be gathered through interviews or survey. Industry research may be conducted by reviewing articles or reports related to customer service best practices. Next, once the information has been collected, organize it in a way that is easy to understand and analyze. This may involve creating charts, graphs, or spreadsheets to help identify patterns and trends. Once the information is collected, organize it into categories such as customer feedback, call center data, employee feedback, or industry research. Analyze the information to identify patterns and trends related to long wait times on the customer service phone line. Okay, and next, as you review the information, identify areas where additional information is needed to better understand the problem or challenge. This may involve conducting further research or gathering additional feedback from stakeholders. For example, based on the information gathered, identify any gaps in knowledge or areas where additional information is needed to fully understand the problem. For example, it may be helpful to gather feedback from customers who did not complain about long wait times to understand why some customers are more tolerant of wait times than others. And finally, summarize the key findings from the information gathering process. This may involve creating a report of a presentation to share with the team or stakeholders. For example, the data may show that wait times are longer during certain times of day or days of the week, or that there are particular types of calls that take longer to resolve. This summary can help inform that aspect of the problem-solving process. So by conducting the look phase effectively, you can gain a clear understanding of the problem or challenge at hand, which can help inform the rest of the problem-solving process. The output of the look step is a concise, complete statement of the problem to be solved and its relevant parameters. Okay, the next step is ask. Ask is analysis step. In this step, the team generates questions related to the problem or challenge. These questions may be open-ended or focused on specific aspects of the problem. We dig to the root cause of the problems by asking why, and then to that answer asking why again 5 times. The goal of this step is to identify gaps in knowledge or understanding that need to be addressed, or in other words, is to probe until the lowest reasonable level of the cause and effect is understood. To conduct a ask phase, we start by brainstorming a list of questions related to the problem or challenge. These questions should be open-ended and should have to clarify problem or challenge, identify potential causes or contributing factors, and generate potential solutions. For example, are there specific times of day or days of the week when wait times are longer? Are there certain types of calls that take longer to resolve than others? What are the most common reasons for long wait times? Are there any customer demographics that are more likely to complain about wait times? Are there any alternative methods for customers to receive assistance besides calling the customer service phone line? Once you have a list of questions, prioritize them based on their relevance and importance to the problem or challenge. Consider the impact of the question on the overall problem, on the overall problem-solving process, the availability of information to answer the question, and the potential usefulness of the information in generating solutions. For example, the question about specific times of day or days of week when wait times are longer may be more important to answer than the question about customer demographics that are more likely to complain about wait times. Okay, so next, as you review the question, identify any areas where additional knowledge or information is needed to answer the question effectively. This may involve conducting further research or gathering feedback from stakeholders. For example, it may be helpful to gather feedback from customers who did not complain about long wait times to understand why some customers are more tolerant of wait times than others. And next, assign responsibility for answering each question to individual team members or sub-teams. This will help ensure that all questions are addressed and that the team is working together efficiently. For example, one team may be responsible for analyzing call center data to answer the question about specific times of day or days of week when wait times are longer, while another team may be responsible for conducting customer surveys to answer the question about alternative methods for customers to receive assistance. Okay. Finally, set deadlines for answering each question and for completing the overall ask phase. This will help keep the team focused and on track and will help ensure that the problem-solving process is moving forward effectively. For example, the team may set a deadline of 1 week to answer each question and 2 weeks to complete the overall ask phase. By conducting the ask phase effectively, the team can generate a list of relevant and important questions to guide the rest of the problem-solving process and ensure that all team members are working together efficiently. The output of the ask step is a concisely stated analysis of the root causes of the problem. Okay, the next step is model. So this step involves creating a visual or conceptual model of the problem or challenge. This may include process map, flowcharts, or diagrams. The goal of this step is to help the team identify patterns and relationships that may not be immediately apparent or model the situation to be easy for all involved to understand. Here's the steps to conduct model. So first, review the information gathered during look and ask phases to ensure that the team has complete understanding of the problem and any potential solutions. Then identify potential solutions based on the information gathered during the look and ask phases. Identify potential solutions to the problem. For example, the team may consider hiring additional customer service representatives, implementing an automated phone system, or offering alternative methods for customers to receive assistance. Okay, next we evaluate each solution based on its feasibility, effectiveness, and cost. For example, the team may determine that hiring additional customer service representatives is effective but expensive, while implementing an automated phone system may be less expensive but less effective at resolving customer issues. Okay, and then develop a plan based on the evaluation of each potential solution. Develop a plan for addressing the problem. This plan should include details on the selected solution, implementation timeline, roles and responsibilities for team members, and any necessary resources or budget. Okay, and then we test the plan. Once the plan is developed, test it in a small-scale pilot program to identify any potential issues or problems. For example, the team may test the implementation of an automated phone system with a small group of customers to evaluate its effectiveness. Okay, and finally, we refine the plan based on the results of the pilot program. Refine the plan as needed to ensure that it is effective and feasible. By conducting the model phase effectively, the team can develop a plan for addressing the problem that is based on a thorough evaluation of potential solutions and is likely to be effective and feasible in the long term. Okay. The next is discuss. So in this step, the team discusses the information, question, and models generated in the previous steps. This may involve brainstorming, debating, or exploring different perspectives. The goal of this step is to generate insights and ideas that can be used to develop solutions. So the first step to conduct discuss. First, review the information gathered during the look phase to ensure that the team has a complete understanding of the problem. In this case, the team has identified that long wait time on the customer service phone line are leading to high customer complaints. And then facilitate a discussion, bring together the team and any other relevant stakeholders to facilitate a discussion about the problem. Encourage open and honest communication to gather diverse perspectives and ideas. And next, share the findings from the look phase with the team and stakeholders. This may include data on the average wait time, number of complaints received, and customer feedback on their experience with the phone line. And next, encourage feedback and discussion from the team and stakeholders on the findings. Ask open-ended questions to stimulate conversation and gather additional ideas or insights. For example, the facilitator may ask questions such as, what surprises you about the data? What do you think might be causing the long wait times? Are there any patterns or trends in the data that stand out to you? Okay, and then we identify common themes and areas of agreement. As the discussion progresses, identify common themes and areas of agreement among the team and stakeholders. This can help to identify potential root causes of the problem. For example, the team may identify that a lack of customer service representatives during peak hours is a common theme among customers who experience long wait times. Finally, we document the discussion and action items. As the discussion comes to a close, document key points, action items, and next steps. This documentation should be clear and concise and include any decisions made during the discussion. For example, the team may decide to increase the number of customer service representatives during peak hours to reduce wait times. By conducting the discuss phase effectively, the team can gather diverse perspectives and ideas on the problem and identify potential root causes and solutions that are aligned with the goals of the organization. This can help to ensure that everyone is on the same page and committed to addressing the problem in the most effective way possible. Okay, the last step, the final step is act. In this step, the team takes action to address the problem or challenge. This may involve implementing a solution, testing a hypothesis, or conducting further research. The goal of this step is to take concrete steps towards solving the problem and achieving the desired outcomes. Okay, so in this step is putting the decision into action as quickly as possible and look at the results and repeat the process. Here are steps to conduct act. So first, deploy the solution and action plan developed in the previous phases. This may involve making changes to processes, training employees, or implementing new technology. For example, the team developed a solution to address long wait times on the customer service phone line by implementing an interactive voice response system that would allow customers to self-service their basic inquiries. The company developed the IVR system and updated their phone system accordingly. Next, the monitor progress to ensure that the solution is being implemented effectively and efficiently. This may involve collecting data and feedback, conducting audits or inspections, or using other tools to measure progress. The company monitors the IVR system by collecting data on the number of calls received, the wait times, the customer feedback. They also conducted regular audits to the system to ensure that it was functioning correctly. Next, we address issues that arise during the implementation process. This may involve making adjustments to the solution or action plan, providing additional support, or taking other steps to resolve issues. For example, during the implementation process, the company identified some issues with the IVR system. Some customers were having difficulty navigating the system, and there were some technical issues with the software. The team worked to resolve these issues by providing additional training for customers and making adjustments to the system as needed. Okay, so next we evaluate the results of the implementation process. So this may involve comparing the outcomes to the goals and objectives we set previously, analyzing the data collected during the monitoring process, and identifying areas for improvement. For example, after several months of using the IVR system, the company evaluated that the results and found that the average wait time had decreased by 50%, and the customer complaints related to long wait times had decreased by 70%. The company analyzed the data collected during monitoring process and identified some areas for improvement, such as further optimizing the IVR system to reduce wait times even further. Okay, so the last step, finally, we standardize the solution. Once the solution has been successfully implemented, standardize the process to ensure that the improvements are sustained over time. This may involve creating new standard operations procedures, updating existing policies and procedures, or developing new training materials. For example, the company standardized the IVR system by creating new standard operation procedures and updating their customer service policies to reflect the new system. They also develop new training materials for employees to ensure that they were trained on how to use and support the new system. So by following these steps in the act phase, the team can ensure that the solution is implemented effectively and sustained over time. This has to achieve the desired improvements in the organization and ensure that the problem does not reoccur. Thank you for your listening.